Hi there, it's the fourth Sunday of Advent. We're getting really close to Christmas. I'm going to share my sermon for the day, and it is on Matthew's Gospel, chapter 1, verse 18 to 25. And feel free to pause the video, have a read of that, and then start the video up again. So it's not Christmas yet. There's still a few days to go, but it is within our grasp. It's within reach, and we have been starting to hear the beginning of the Christmas story. At Christmas, we remember that God has come to join us. And God has come to join us in the middle of a difficult situation. God is born as a human being. A birth is a risky thing. God is born as a human being, which is already a risky thing. He's born into an occupied land. What a situation to be bringing a baby into. Not only that, God is born to an unmarried mother. And this is a very precarious situation. Her fiancé would likely judge that she had been unfaithful and could not be trusted and would bring shame on him. So he would probably end the marriage plans. But she'd have no choice about it. She would be shamed, and probably no other man would marry her. She and her baby would be left vulnerable to poverty and exploitation. This is the situation God joins us in. God depends on the care of his mother. In the church, we say, the most remarkable mother, who'll never be forgotten. God depends on the grace of the Father who accepts him and welcomes him. A lot of men would have run a mile for fear of being shamed, but the angel told Joseph not to be afraid of marrying her. The angel tells him to move closer to the one that he's afraid of because she's actually remarkable, and the baby that she's expecting is actually going to save us all from our shame. He might be afraid of shame, but the baby that she's carrying will save us all from our shame. We often feel afraid of others, and so we move away from them. We keep to ourselves. But the more we move away and the more we keep to ourselves, the more afraid we become. We need to move toward the people we fear if we want to overcome fear and be saved from our fear. It's like the actions of Ahmed al-Ahmed and other heroes who moved towards their fear last Sunday for the sake of their neighbour. They've become heroes and saviours for their neighbours in a very real way. God could have stayed away from us. God would have been justified to stay away from us because God has seen what human beings can do to each other. But God came towards us even though God would have had good reason to stay away and to be afraid. Like us, God has become vulnerable. Like us, God has gone through the awkwardness of adolescence and growing up. Like us, God has learned to work and contribute to a household. Like us, God has experienced the joy of life's goodness and also the grief of losing loved ones. Like we all do, God has faced death. We might have felt like God has been distant from us and doesn't know what it's like for us. But the story of Christmas says that God has entered our experience and knows what it's like to be one of us. And that is one of the ways that the church understands salvation. God becoming one of us allows us to be reconciled with God, even though we have been distant, even though we've been estranged. And in response, we're called to live in the same way, to move toward the ones we fear, to join our neighbours when they're vulnerable or suffering, to close the gap of fear and create a new society. Now, I think a lot of the time at the moment, we're feeling a lot like, I can't go towards that person because they're different to me. I can't go towards that person because they're religious. I can't go towards that person because they're an atheist. I can't go towards that person because they're a Zionist. Can't go towards that person because they're pro-Palestinian. Can't go towards that person because they're a liberal or a Labour or a Greenie or a Cooker or whatever. And I understand that. We can't do that all the time. We can't do that every day. But we need to learn how we can do that. We need to move towards the ones that we fear, to join our neighbours when they're vulnerable or suffering. We need to close the gap of fear and create a new society, a new world, a world where the nations live in peace with each other.